Hello, hello, and welcome to my thought on this interesting Tuesday. It's a very interesting Tuesday. Um, I've been thinking about the fact that now that I am 86, I'm supposed to be very wise, and I don't feel very wise at all. As a matter of fact, I don't have any answers. The older I get, the more I have questions. But when I was younger, and as I was a journalist, and I interviewed people, and I used to interview older people about what was the worst thing that they had to put up with in the world? What were their biggest fears? And I'll never forget, I interviewed this woman who was 99, and everybody was interviewing her because she was almost 100, and she was going to get a letter. This is in the United States, so she was going to get a letter from the president. And they said to her, and I went to her and I said, well, so what is it that really has been the worst thing you've had to put up with in your 99 years? And she said to me, the pigeons. I said, what? She said, yeah. She said, I can't stand those fucking pigeons. I thought, there's so many things in her 99 years that the pigeons were her biggest bitch. But then, after I interviewed her, which I found that very funny, I said, why do you hate the pigeons? Well, because they're on my windowsill and they shit all over everything. I just didn't expect that. But I interviewed a judge, and he was also 99 and very religious. And he was the magistrate in a very small town outside of Toledo, very small. So he was the judge. There was no jury. He was just the judge. And he was happy to give me the interview. And he was an absolutely adorable man. And I said to him, so what is it that bothers you most about the world? What is it that troubles you most? And I thought he was going to say the pigeons, but he didn't. He said the national debt. And I said, the national debt? He said, yeah, the national debt. He said, I'm a judge, and I have to sentence people who don't pay their debts or who renege on the things that they're supposed to pay for. And how can I send someone to prison or fine someone when the country can't pay their debts? And I wonder what he would think now when the countries are going down in their basements and printing out money with no backing behind it just to make sure there is enough money. Because he said that if the government can't pay its debt, why should it expect us to pay ours? And that is pretty much my wisdom also, that uh, if that I have no right to expect anything from anyone if I don't do that myself. If I don't do that myself. So that's my thought, a nice brief little thought for Tuesday. And thank you very much for joining me.